So when it comes to Nintendo Directs, right now the one that everyone is excited for is the Nintendo Direct that's going to happen on April 2nd, as after the Nintendo Switch 2 was finally revealed in January, Nintendo also made the announcement for a Direct that's going to happen on April 2nd, which is going to focus exclusively on the next generation system, and that's when we're going to get like the next big update about how much the system is going to cost, when the release date is going to be, all the big new games coming on it, and it's going to be very exciting. But April 2nd is still a while away from today, as we're just entering February now. We still got the entire month of February, and then also the entire month of next month in March as well, and then we finally get that Direct at the very start of April. And it's also not like we have a bunch of exciting things still coming out on the current Nintendo Switch as we look forward to April 2nd, because we had the Donkey Kong Country Returns HD Remaster come out in January, but really the next big thing that we have when it comes to the current Nintendo Switch is going to be Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition, which is coming out in the middle of March, and so we still have all of February, which I think is empty as far as I can tell, and it's still going to be like that for the beginning parts of March as well. And that's why it looks like we're actually going to be getting a Nintendo Switch 1 focused Nintendo Direct that's going to be happening this month. Now this information is coming from Nate the Hate, who is the accurate leaker who told us exactly when the Nintendo Switch 2 was going to be revealed, and even after he gave that day, a lot of people were coming to him the night before when Nintendo wasn't making any type of reveal or post or any announcement about it, saying that he was just doing it for clout, he's gonna be wrong, nothing is gonna happen, and he still did end up being completely correct, and we did get that Switch 2 reveal. So I do believe Nate has some type of reliable source, and I feel like the information that he says, he does have a lot of reason to believe that it's going to happen, and he did say that there's probably going to be a Nintendo Direct that's going to be happening in February as well for the current Nintendo Switch, and I feel like with everything and how we know that there's going to be one for the Switch 2 in April, it just makes a lot of sense. Now, I do feel like for this Nintendo Direct, when it does get announced, they're not going to be acknowledging the Switch 2 at all. They're pretty much just going to pretend like it doesn't exist. And so when this Direct even gets announced, we might just get like a comment underneath it saying there will be no game announcements related to the Nintendo Switch 2 in this presentation or something like that. But really at this point, you shouldn't get really upset about that because the Switch 2 is going to be backwards compatible. So if you see any type of exciting game inside of this Nintendo Direct for the Switch 1, you'll still be able to play it on the next system. It's not going to be like a 3DS to the Nintendo Switch situation where I remember like Metroid Samus Returns got announced for the 3DS and a lot of people were like, man, I wish that this was on the Switch because I wanted to play this in HD. This isn't going to happen for the Switch 1 to the Switch 2 because all of your Switch 1 games are still going to work on the Switch 2, so if there's an exciting game that gets announced for the Switch 1, you'll still be able to experience it on the new system as well. But yeah, I feel like Nintendo isn't even going to say like, many of you might have seen the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal that we had for the Nintendo Switch successor, however more news about that will follow in April. I feel like they're literally just going to pretend like the system is not real right now and just keep talking about Switch 1, and they're not going to say anything about Switch 2 until that April Direct. And really the reason for that is because the entire reveal and announcement for the Nintendo Switch 2 wasn't really as much for the fans like us, but it was more so just kind of for Nintendo's investors, because Nintendo is going to be having an investors business meeting, I think happening this week on either like February 4th or February 5th, and as a result, like if we were still at this point and we had not seen the Nintendo Switch 2, every single shareholder and investor would just be hammering Nintendo in that meeting saying like, you know, we're in February now, you still haven't revealed the Switch 2, what's going on, like are you still going to reveal it, is everything on track? And so to avoid all of that, they were like, you know what, let's just put out this little teaser for like a 2-minute kind of just overview of what the system looks like, a very small glimpse at a new Mario Kart game, and call it a day, because that way they can avoid all of that inside of this meeting. And then also if this Nintendo Direct gets announced around that time, or if it happens before it or something, they can also mention that inside of the meeting and say like, we still got Switch 1 games to look forward to, and then show off some of the games that they announced inside of the Direct, or just tell them to look forward to that Direct for more announcements when it comes to the Nintendo Switch 1, because if you really think about it, we also have not had a Nintendo Switch 1 focused Direct in a really long time, as I think the last one was literally in June of 2024. That was like that one that revealed like Mario and Luigi Brothership and Zelda Echoes of Wisdom and all of that, because after that we didn't have a September Direct that happened last year, and I mean since then we have not had anything, so really it's going to be a pretty long time since we're about to get like just a normal Nintendo Direct focused on Switch 1, so I do feel like it makes a lot of sense, and there's definitely still some stuff left for this system. Nintendo already said that they're not going to be abandoning the Switch 1 as soon as the Switch 2 gets announced and comes out, so you can probably still look forward to like another year of games on the current Nintendo Switch, maybe even like a year and a half, so that's going to be for people who aren't going to be able to upgrade to the Switch 2 right away. You're still going to have games that are going to be coming out on the current Switch, and Nintendo still does need to give us some updates for exactly things that are going to be coming out on the current Switch, like Pokemon Legends ZA, like Metroid Prime 4, so there's definitely still going to be a direct, I feel, that's going to give us an update about exactly when these things are going to be coming out and a new look at them. And there's probably still going to be other things that are coming as well in terms of remasters and ports and stuff like that, as Nate even already told us to expect stuff like Kirby Planet Robobot from the 3DS, but we've also heard rumors about that Fire Emblem 4 Genealogy of the Holy War remake, and Nate even said that it has been done since like 2021. I don't know why Nintendo has just been choosing to sit on it. They've kind of just been waiting for that right time to reveal it, I guess, and he was saying that it's a pretty likely opportunity for that to happen inside of this February Nintendo Direct as well. So yeah, there's definitely still some stuff that's left for the current Switch. And somewhat reputable leaker PH Brazil, who did manage to get a few announcements correct last year, did also say that there's still one final all-new game that's left for the current Nintendo Switch. And so basically he did say that it's going to be an all-new game and not like a remaster or remake or anything, and it's still going to be for the Switch 1. And I don't think that this is kind of implying that it's going to be for some like huge franchise, so don't expect like an all-new 3D Mario game or Mario Odyssey 2 or something to still be left for the Switch 1, but I think it is possible that maybe like a smaller, more niche franchise that has kind of been forgotten about could get some type of new entry for the Switch 1. And PH Brazil was also even kind of saying in terms of some hints that it's going to be kind of like a new direction for this series or something, so I don't know exactly what it could be. People were speculating something about Rhythm Heaven or maybe Star Fox or something, and to get a new entry in those series, like obviously they're not going to be selling like 8 million, 10 million copies, but having a new game in that franchise coming out on the Switch 1 would still make a lot of people very happy. And so yeah, I do feel like there is going to be a Nintendo Direct for the Switch 1 happening this month because it just makes a lot of sense. It's been really long since we've had that June Nintendo Direct last year, and since then we have not had any type of update when it comes to Switch 1 games. There's still stuff to look forward to on this current system as we move to the Nintendo Switch 2, and I think that Nintendo does want to still have stuff get announced for this year so that Switch 1 people who don't want to be upgrading to a Switch 2 right away this year can still have games to look forward to throughout the year for stuff that's going to be coming out in the spring, in the summer, and even the winter, and this would be the perfect Direct to have that type of announcement. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, definitely be sure to click that like button, and also subscribe to the channel as well. I'm definitely gonna have some more videos talking about the Switch 2 and Nintendo, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. Comment down below and let me know what you think about this. Do you think that we are going to be getting a February Nintendo Direct that's going to be focused on Switch 1, or do you think that Nintendo is just not going to be saying anything until we get to that April Direct for the Switch 2? What do you think could be announced inside of this Direct? What are some of your hopes? Definitely be sure to comment down below and let me know. But if you don't have anything to say about it, just comment your favorite emoji down below for some engagement. I would really appreciate it. Go follow me on Twitter at Aero so you can be featured in videos, and also join my Discord server as well. We've got a bunch of people in there who are always talking about Pokemon and Smash Bros and Nintendo, so definitely be sure to join that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.